Okay, we are back. So in the last episode we arrived at the Fire Island chain to discover these new types of destroyers, and we did some research for what's her name over there who's working with Taimi, but the situation on the island seems to be getting worse and we need to figure out the how and the why. So we are off to find another one of Taimi's scouts.
Are they looking for their shinies?
Right.
Or just eating trash off the floor again?
You ask as if I care.
So it seems there's some script lurking somewhere. Who the Asura are definitely not fond of.
Both plant and death magic? That would be... No, can't be.
Seems this guy's starting to figure out what time he figured out. Just gonna turn down my headphone sound. Now, hopefully, I don't know if this is actually how effective this is and how much it can be noticed, but hopefully in the last two videos you've noticed a increase in the visual quality. And oh, hang on, we're above. Oh, this is the script camp.
More to explore.
Actually, I'm gonna get this way. So, spoiler alert, we'll be coming back here later. Alright, give me that. Yeah, but hopefully you've noticed an increase in the audio and visual quality. Actually, no, not the audio should be exactly the same. Because I have spent like 2 weeks messing around with settings in DaVinci Resolve and Streamlabs to try and improve the quality of my videos. And I think it definitely had a major difference. It's definitely helped out a lot. There are still some limitations. I wish it looked better. My game definitely looks a lot better than what I'm actually getting in YouTube. So there were sort of 3 stages to it. There was Streamlabs. I had to fiddle some settings there to make that create files that actually had decent quality, and then I got the ones that looked pretty much exactly like what the game looked like. Then I had to fiddle around with DaVinci Resolve and try and do something similar. And I mostly got there, and the videos were looking pretty good, but then the YouTube compression kind of fucks them at the end. But wait, where am I going? This is cool, but not the wrong direction. I think I overestimated where the scout is. Yeah, I did. Okay, I should have just taken the. I don't know. Well, let's go. I was giving a fish to. Alright. Alright, go. What was I talking about? Alright, I'll get back to that in a second. Hello? This is a scout.
Not good, not good. Perhaps if I... No. What if, Oh, this miserable device! Please tell me how to activate it!
No! Smelly Asura will ruin everything! Leave it to Script, champions of Rockface!
What's going on here?
According to these Skrit, this device has something to do with the building seismic pressure beneath the island. If we can't figure out how to activate it, the pressure builds and builds until, well, as the Skrit say, pop.
Pop, pop, wee!
Or it may all be nonsense. I can't tell what these creatures are blabbering about half the time anyway. This rock face they speak of knows more, but they won't let me get close enough to ask how to work this blasted machine.
Let me talk to them. I'll get to the bottom of this.
I hope you do, Commander. We're running perilously short on time.
Okay, so there's a rock face, some creature, which is at the Skrit camp, it seems, who seems to be working with the Skrit, I suppose. They don't seem to quite know why and exactly what it is, but they're Skrit, that's fine, that's kind of normal for them. But, yeah, so, according to them, this thing seems to be stopping the volcano from erupting. So we might want to go check on that. Because, you know what I said last video about a potential bloodstone volcano explosion? That could be apocalyptic, so let's get the hell over there now. But yes, what was I saying? I think I still could improve my visual quality significantly. Just at the end of the day, I think I just need a stronger graphics card because there's only so much I can push it through. Trying to get up so much detail, recording software, and a game running at the same time, and upscaling it so much that I don't because I lose a lot of quality when I put it through the editing software and so on. So I just need to upscale it so much that I can offset that. But my graphics card can only take so much, like when it's pushing 100%, the video just breaks and dies. So I do think I just need a stronger quality.
That doesn't rhyme, stupid. You! What are do you want with the rock face? Speak, speak!
Let me pass. I need to speak with the rock face.
No! Nobody sees Rockface without Skrit say-so. Friends of Skrit only.
Look, I have to talk to this rock face you're hiding. And the clock's ticking. How can I earn your trust?
Help the Skrit. Yes. Save Skrit from fire. Arm Skrit against the destroyers. Become a friend of the Skrit.
I'll see what I can do.
Bring them here.
Okay, so we're gonna do the heart. I feel like a char might just like be like, you know what, get the hell out of my way, mouse. Alright, so if I recall, doing this hard is significantly faster if you just kill things. There are a bunch of other objectives, but if you just kill these guys, it kind of goes quickly. Yeah, so the visual quality improvements would come from in Streamlabs. I would be recording at 4K instead of just 1080p. Which my graphics card can't handle while recording gameplay at the same time. Also, in Guild Wars 2, I could get the it's the render sample, the super sample. So recording at a higher resolution than my normal or something. That's how it works. Anyway, that does make a significant improvement in game. At least I found when I was looking at Aurene the other day. I mean, when I was looking at someone the other day in game. Don't worry about that. I lost my train of thought here because I accidentally said a spoiler. It's another spoiler I've been managing not to say, and I'm very surprised. I'll explain that in later episodes. So what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, so there's a setting in Guild Wars 2 which I'll be able to change with a strong graphics card, and then there's one final thing which, if I get the paid version of DaVinci Resolve, I can upscale it very significantly there as well. And then I would just have to hope that YouTube at the end of the day doesn't just scale down the file like crazy and make it look terrible. That's quite possible, so all those things may be completely pointless. I find flat surfaces tend to look a bit trash, they get very pixelated. So these Mind Touch destroyers. It's unclear, are the Death and Planetary ones being combined, or is it like with his... Are the ones with all 3 powers, or is it just sets of 2? Makes any sense. Who knows? And yeah, there are a bunch of other objectives which generally help the script, like this if you stranded one or something, because yeah, you can arm them. You can train stuff. I like just like loot and stuff they have around. Anyway, we're good. Oh, we actually should have put these in the last episode. You can get these materials when you complete hearts in the Living World Season 3 maps, and they're pretty good. They're similar to the Bloodstone shards that you find in the Bloodstone bed. Anyway, oh fuck. I may do a cut here, because I actually have to do some of those objectives. Yeah, alright, be right back. Okay, that took an annoyingly long time, but we are ready to go. So I did all this shit. Anyway.
I've done what you asked. Am I allowed to pass?
Good, yes, good. Skrit are safer, stronger. Come in, come in! Yes.
Alright, time to meet
We got company.
Where is this Rockface? Ah! Me faking surprise again. Hello. What could this be?
Well, are you just gonna stare at me slack-jawed, or is there something I can do for you?
You're a dwarf. Or what's left of one, anyway.
And you've got eyes in your head. Bully for the both of us. And the name's Roban, not that you asked.
Didn't expect to encounter your kind out here. I thought the dwarves were wiped out in their fight against Primordus.
If you really want a history lesson, I can give it to you after I've dealt with the crisis at hand. I've got islands to save, and not much body to save it with.
Crisis? Is this about the earthquakes? What's happening to the island?
There's a torrent of magical energy building up beneath these islands. Energy that feeds directly into the volcano. My brothers and I have been tending to it for years, using 4 contraptions to release the pressure and delay an eruption. Then Primordus and the blasted destroyers turned up, wrecked the machines, killed the other dwarves. Almost did me in 2, but I'm still standing, in a manner of speaking.
And if those machines aren't reactivated soon,
Then the islands will blow, and the destroyers... Well, I'd prefer not to think about that.
I saw one of the contraptions just outside. How can I activate it? If what you say is true, we need to move fast.
The machines were built with us dwarves in mind. It won't respond to anyone else. Unless... Ah, I've got it. Take my thumb.
Your... thumb?
Yes, on the ground there. Use it to activate the machines. That's one upside to getting blown to bits. I'm partially portable. You may want to move quickly. It's been a while since the machines were run. The islands don't have much time.
Alright, so we have an interesting character here, Roban, one of the dwarves. So in Guild Wars 1, the dwarves undertook a ritual to transform themselves to stone to fight for Immortus, and looks like he's starting to bust through them, it seems. Okay, and so these machines respond to a dwarf, so we're taking a piece of dwarf. I feel like I was going to say something else in there somewhere. Oh, right, yes. So, yeah, if the island erupts, then there'll be lava all over Tyria, which Primordus can use to easily form destroyers in more vast locations. And they seem to grow stronger with heat as well, so, I mean, it could be a serious problem for them powering up.
I just met with Rockface, the remnants of a stone dwarf, if you can believe it.
A dwarf? Astounding. And did this dwarf shed any light on our predicament?
If these machines aren't activated soon, the swell of magic beneath the islands will cause a cataclysmic eruption. They require a dwarven touch to activate. Fortunately, the dwarf gave me his thumb.
His thumb? That's disturbing. But logical, I suppose. I figured there had to be some knack to it. Being that the dwarf entrusted you with... itself, I'll let you do the honors. That appears to have worked! And to think, all this time all I needed was a discarded stone thumb.
The dwarf mentioned that there are 4 of these contraptions around the island. Do you know where the others are?
4 of them, eh? Well, I believe one of the other researchers spotted a similar contraption on the western coast. There's another inside the caldera. As for the 4th, I'm not sure. One of the others might know. Good luck, Commander.
This machine I find very fascinating, like dwarven tech is quite interesting, because we don't see a lot of
What's
many guilds,
next?
especially this little dwarf thing. What is that? Is it bloodstone? Something else, maybe? It's been some weird bloodstone. Anyway, so, we are about to go to one of my favorite locations in the whole game, yep, I think so. Alrighty. Or we may be going somewhere else first. Anyway, let's go. I can use this thing. Let's go that way. I love this, this loading screen. It's one of my favorites in the entire game. So it kind of reminds me of the Balrog from Lord of the Rings. Okay, so we're jumping in these lava tubes again, which again makes complete sense, and do not question anything. I should not be incinerated, it's completely fine. I do like these things. Honestly, they're pretty funny. Okay. Oh, fuck. Alright, I'm going the wrong direction, let's see. So, I'm gonna use mouse to course correct, which is one of the big benefits. Alright. Thank you. Thank you. Do not dismount me, don't you fucking dare. Alright. So I'm gonna just fly there. And... okay, yeah, so we're not going to my
Is
favorite place
that
yet.
a village? All the way out here?
Yeah, how the hell is there a
A
village?
circus? On the Fire Islands. This definitely merits investigation.
Alright, let's get that vista so we can have a proper look at this circus. And that'd be for the raids, might be ringing a few bells there. Alright, come on, up we go. Looks like a shipwreck. Little triangle thing over here, that's interesting. Yeah, definitely getting a circus vibe, but why there's a circus on a volcano, that's... I don't think I remember the actual explanation. Not all of it anyway. Alright, yes, what could that be?
A customer! A real customer! Hold on just a minute. I'm not prepared. Welcome to Ember Bay's one and only circus, where you'll witness the grandest marvels Tyria has to offer. Want to buy a ticket?
No time right now. I'm looking for an ancient device, dwarven in make. There's supposed to be one nearby. Do you know it?
Searching for antiquity, eh? We've got a piece that may interest you. Not sure it's dwarven, but it sure is old. I might be convinced to let you in free of charge if you give me a hand with my chores.
I've had some doubts about
Otherwise, ticket holders only.
Here's my ticket. If you don't grant me access to that machine, the Fire Islands will erupt, taking your circus with it.
I wish this were a rare... I guess we can overlook protocol for today. Go on in. Behold one of Ember Bay's greatest mysteries.
She'll be a
Okay, I'm glad that they approached it like that. Hang on. Yeah, hang on. There it is up here. Yeah, I thought... I had forgotten that this mission was like this. I thought they were going to be like, no, complete the chores, and it was going to be a bit immersion breaking, because like, the island's about to erupt. Let me in, you morons. Like, but no, we did do that.
Only 2 more machines to find. Next on the list, the Caldera.
So we're going into the volcano. That's not fun. Alright. Good, okay, so we can ignore the busy work for that event there. So I think the idea, I won't go learn it from them, I think the idea is they crashed here on a ship leaving from the Maguma jungle. I think? Hang on, let's go for this quick. I think I can catch a ley line in there. Alright, fuck it, I don't need it. Sky scale it is. This place is actually a little bit annoying to get to, like, at least for me, because the ley lines didn't always work correctly. They seem alright these days, though. Alright, up we go! Alright. Nice sky scale, so we can see if we can get a little look at that. Alright. Now this, oh yeah, there's a big boss that spawns here. I don't know if I'll be able to see it though. The event doesn't seem to be active. Oh, actually, let's get okay, well, in case we don't get to see it, I'll just say it now. There's a gigantic fireworm which spawns there that we use that golem to fight. And where is it exactly? Oh yeah, it's all the way over there. Okay, so to get there, I should catch the light. Come on. Up we go. Up we go. Get across. Alright, I might be able to get back up there with these updrafts. It is nice that I'm getting to use colliding again though. There's not really many opportunities for it. And it kind of makes sense in this environment. Like, this is a, very hot place and hot air rises very fast, so that's how hot air balloons work, right? So this gliders kind of work in the same way. I think I saw some... might have seen a fireworm. Alright, Sky Scale can take the rest of the way. Up we go. Let's move up here. Some fire imps, let's get across those. But yeah, the Fire Islands in the first game were a very renowned location for having a lot of very unique and very dangerous enemies. Because it was an endgame area for the first campaign. Hello.
Excellent! An assistant arrives. I must remember to thank Taimi once we're out of here. Now to business.
I'm the
What do you
boss,
suppose
not
this
assistant.
contraption is?
It's an ancient dwarven device, one of 4. And if we don't fix it and activate it, this island is going to erupt.
Well, you're surprisingly well informed for an assistant. Okay then. This machine was shattered by a volcanic bomb expelled from the caldera. Parts scattered everywhere. I can fix it if I get the missing parts, and then power it by harvesting latent magical energy from the caldera. I'd certainly appreciate assistance gathering parts and keeping the local wildlife at bay, if you're willing and able.
Okay, I'll get it done.
Alright. So, oh, his name is Quick. That's kind of funny. Well, here's that, there are some really cool Sky Scale skins. But I don't really want to fork out that money, so let's go. And that's real life money. Wish you could at least earn a few more once a game. So, collect machine parts. I don't think I have to complete this hard. Or let's figure out why the hell I'm in combat.
Kill them all!
The reason I'm
Rising!
Alright. So wait, I think they messed up the thing, because there's another one of those machines right there. And it's not the last one, because the last one's on a different part of the map that we'll find out about in a moment. So that's a big golem I talked about that fights the worm. And so there's heaps of little lava elementals spawning from the lava here. Sort of I suppose they're kind of like destroyers, because destroyers are just like corrupted elementals that are controlled by Chrome Waters, right? I suppose that's kind of what they are. But he forms them, he doesn't like actually take existing ones. I don't know, fucking who cares. These fireworms were very cool skins though. Distort an artifact. Machine parts. So wait, that didn't count as machine parts? Oh, it says artifacts and machine parts. Okay, got it. Well, I can complete two things at once. Give me that. Alright. Oh. Okay. Get up. Give me help. Yeah, I think these are some of the most detailed skins for the worms in the game. So, or maybe they just seem that way because of the way they did the lighting, but they look really good. This could be difficult to quite a lot, so I'm going to be able to bounce around and bounce very quickly. You guys die. But hopefully killing the worm down towards, yeah, it seems to be kind of towards my hard progress, so this is not a waste of time, which is good. I can just get use this updraft to bounce myself up. I love this little tunnel, it's so cool. Going through it on a skim is really interesting. Do that. And give me a machine part. Alright, I want machine parts. Excuse me, I'll take that. Don't attack me, please. What's this lava lake here? I really like this place. Yeah, it's such a nostalgia hit coming here, because like this was the climax of the Prophecies campaign. Like, and it's like, well, not on this island, it was on the other island. So yeah, this isn't as cool a location, but they do add, the place that I was sort of hinting at earlier, they add some very interesting locations that we have not seen before, and I'm very looking forward to getting there because there's a lot of lore notes. I may cut some of this footage out because it's just me doing busy work. Okay, so I found the last artifact that I need, sorry, the machine part that I need. I'll just complete this heart as well, so I think I can just kill you. That'll do the trick. There we go. And now I'm going to quickly just get my reward, and then I'll jump back up to that one of Taimi's scouts or whatever he is. And up we go onto the ley line. I love the idea of like being able to sort of tap into the magic and use the ley line to push you around. I think ley lines in Guild Wars 2 are some very I do like how they handle the lore pretty much. I love them right up until the Ice Spirit Saga, then they just use them as a plot device to get a big event to happen, which wasn't handled very well. I won't go into those spoilers just yet. No, I'll wait till I actually reach that point. Although I did release Ice Spirit Saga videos recently, because I just wanted to hop on that while it was somewhat current. Even though I was months behind. But, that doesn't matter. You're over here. I definitely do want to catch up to where these Living World episodes are at though. You're not concerned about that? No? Okay. Maybe you killed him.
You've proven more useful than I expected. Thank you.
There's still one more machine I must activate. Do you know where I can find it?
We detected the signature of another one of these devices in the Mersat Fortress, west of here near the coast. We'd have investigated it already, but none of us have dared set foot in that perilous place. Do be careful, Commander.
Mersat Fortress. Now, that I'm keen to see. Oh, and it activates thing. Yeah, there we go. Alright, Eruption slightly more prevented. But yeah, so in the first game, the finale of the Prophecies campaign took place on this island here, the bigger one, and there was a Mossad fortress there as well. It was a source of a bit of pain for me. And yeah, so that is a huge nostalgia hit. So we're about to see something very similar, because it makes sense that they'd be set up on the other island too, at least in some capacity, from like a tactical perspective. You wouldn't want like an enemy setting up on one of the other islands. Yeah, so I can't remember if I went into detail on a previous episode, but the Mossad was set up on this island in Guild Wars 1, well not this island, so in the Fire Island chain, to use the Bloodstone and to make sacrifices to it to charge like magical batteries, which was sealing the doorway to one of the dimensions of the gods. So and that was the ultimate villain of Guild Wars 1, Abaddon.
I need some space!
Alright, here we are. Hang on, no. I want to get a look at this place. Ah! Stop. It can be hard to pull out of those things. Hang on. Let's look at this. This is one of my favourite places in the whole game, honestly, just because I like the lore bombs you get here. I probably won't go into all of those today because it will take a while, but we learn heaps here about the Mossad and their association with the Forgotten, another one of the Guild Wars 1 races who, they're not too closely tied together in Guild Wars 1. Here it shows that they had quite the history together. And shows like some of their story with the Elder Dragons.
Ahoy there, friend. Watch your step up ahead. The fortress is fit with defenses that will tear you to shreds.
Is that what happened to you?
Me? No, not exactly. My name's Grumby. I used to work for the White Mantle as a ferry captain here. Then they started sacrificing people for that bloodstone. And it wasn't long before I found myself on the altar. I stuck around warning wayward travelers about the dangers up ahead. So, consider yourself warned.
The warning's appreciated, but I have to get inside that fortress. There's a machine inside I need to activate. If I fail, these islands will be destroyed. How can I get past the defenses?
The defenses only allow Mossad to enter. Anybody who doesn't look the part is cut down where they stand.
Could I disguise myself as a Mossad to fool the defenses?
What? That'll never work. Wait, could that work? That might actually work. There's some Mossad armor nearby. It's very well defended. But if you can get it, it'll make a serviceable disguise.
Only one way to find out.
Worst case scenario, the scourge of the Mossad claims another innocent. But at least I'll have some company.
Okay, so this is one of the more silly parts of this story, but we disguise ourselves as a Mossad despite the fact we don't really, well, you'll see in a second, it doesn't really work, but I suppose the idea is these are all like sort of semi-AI like golem constructs. They can't exactly tell the difference very well. Ignore the fact that I'm floating here. But yes, this is Captain Grumby. He, in the first game, he was the ship captain that eventually took us here to take out the Mossad. I think. Maybe. He definitely was in the first game. Right. Mossad Lord Temple. Let's see this. Alright. As the dragons returned to their cyclic slumber, the elder races re-emerged. The once powerful Zhaitan refused to rely on magic ever again. They have since remained ignorant, brutish creatures. So yeah, the Zhaitan actually used to be one of the most powerful races on Tyria, like not the sort of the barbarian groups we see now. And they were one of the most advanced civilizations, and very magically focused. It seems after the Elder Dragons taught them a new one, they had a deep hatred for magic. Yeah, like vowing never use it again. If I recall, that mastery inside was a bit annoying to get back in the day. Alright, let's jump in here. One of the many benefits of mounts being here now. And yes, do you remember that tunnel that oh yeah, I kind of pointed out how I said it'd be cool to go through there on a skimmer? This is that tunnel. Like, yeah, this is, wait, is it? I think it is. So, but yeah, I think it runs through the whole section. Yeah, for a second I thought I was getting confused with the entrance to the jumping puzzle, which is very hidden. So, and I remember where that was, so that's definitely not that. That's more round this corner. Alright, come on. Do not dismount me, don't you dare. Please, no. Because it's trying to block me from using the mounts. So I don't think I need to actually complete the heart. So that will help. That. And so I think this actually temporarily gives us an armor we would have to purchase from the gem store just for the duration of this mission here. I definitely need some water or something. My throat's getting a bit dry. My goal was after this bit of the story to get that. Oops, I accidentally pulled up that menu, didn't mean to do that. I'll look at this vista here because I think it might give you a look of the jumping puzzle, which is a terrifying area we will not be going to. Yeah, so that sort of cave entrance there. Oh no, that's one of the eyes. I'm not sure if we'll actually be able to see the entrance. Maybe? Oh yeah, it's up there. Ugh. Having a stretch, sorry. I really want to learn more lore about whoever the first civilization on the Fire Islands was, because they made all these skulls and stuff, and it's kind of unknown. And given the fact that we see sort of Basalt ruins kind of built on top of it, it implies that whatever race was here... Oh, it's blocking my mouse because I think I'm trying to go to the JP. Whatever race was here is older than the elder races, perhaps, but they have, like, human-looking skulls. Oh, they could be seers, I think. They have very similar heads. So maybe it was sort of a seer civilization here. Alright, we slid sideways into another layer of awareness to avoid having our magic stolen from us. So that's the Massar talking about how they didn't want to... Perhaps they didn't want to put their magic into the Bloodstones to stop the Elder Dragons, so they wanted to in a sense, starve them. So they chose instead to run. There's also some implications here that they had a military offensive against Zhaitan, which they bailed on at the last minute. Let's see if we can get up here. I know I said I might not put these water tablets, but they're just simple. Hang on. The design is awesome. The elder races could not agree on what to do. The Jotun hid from the dragons, and the dwarves withdrew into their fortresses. The seers stored magic for use after the dragons returned to sleep. Okay, so this implies that the races kind of squabbled amongst themselves. They were like the Jotun tried to like hide themselves. The dwarves went on the defensive, but didn't really help anyone. So, and the seers were trying to prepare for the aftermath, kind of not really believing as much in like it's doing so well on that particular Elder Dragon Rising, which is the one before the one we're experiencing now. So and I can't remember where the tablet is that describes this, but the Massat and the Forgotten seem to be the ones that chose to fight. And so they banded together and fought Zhaitan. This is an interesting symbol here, which will ring some bells from the first camp. I love some architecture as well. Oh yeah, we assaulted Zhaitan with an army of jade constructs and enchanted armors. We failed, and many Massat and Forgotten died. We will never forgive the other elder races for deserting us. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's sort of interesting and potentially... Oh yeah, now I remember why I don't understand constructs. They have some serious damage and knockback and can just knock you off the cliff. They're actually quite dangerous. But they won't attack me once I assemble that armor. Minor spoiler. But yeah, so it's possible the Massad are just trying to sort of rewrite history after they came back, but it's also possible that they're telling the truth here and that the Forgotten were the ones talking shit about them. So maybe the Massad only actually ran after they had tried to fight and failed. So maybe, and so it could actually be maybe the reason the Massad ran in the first place and became the villains we know them as was because the other races refused to help them. So perhaps they're not the villains that we seem to think they are. I mean, they're dicks. No denying that. Judging by their actions in the first game, but like maybe not quite. Maybe they're a bit more nuanced than we believe. This is this armor that I was talking about. Now, this is not what a Massad looks like. Interesting. Wait. This is weird. It's made the char fur white. I didn't think it would do that. Well, I didn't know it actually changed the character model, because it's very clearly changed to spawns and stuff as well. That's odd. I guess the one my glider, but I can't mount. I'm gonna just do a quick cut and go around and read that other tablet. Because I think it's one of the coolest parts of the entire patch, to be honest, and I'm not willing to just bypass it. We Massat and Forgotten forged armies of powerful constructs to destroy the dragons. The seers, dwarves, and Jotun did not want to fight. this drove a rift between us and them. So interesting about them both forging powerful constructs. So we never saw, if I remember, I could be wrong, might have to look back at my Guild Wars 1 stuff, but we never saw really many constructs from the Guild Wars. Let's do that. No, I don't think well, it's only 10, so I'll shut up soon anyway. We never saw many constructs from the Forgotten, but the Mossad we saw heaps. Like the like from these J constructs, for example, and also these like towers and things like that. They were kind of like the Asura in that regard. They formed a lot of things like that. Oh, I can mount again, I think. Oh no, I can't mount. Oh wait, yeah, but they won't attack me now. But then we have seen some constructs from the Forgotten in Guild Wars 2 quite recently with the Exalted. So it's possible that maybe that wasn't Glint's magic that sort of taught them how to do that. Maybe they already knew and that was like their idea. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm supposed to return a Grumpy. I may just cut in that case. Let's get some of the unbound magic on the way. Through this tunnel, it's cool visual anyway. Did I read this one? Yeah, look at this one. Centuries passed, the Elder Dragons consumed all of Tyria's magic. Once prosperous cities lay in ruins, civilization fell into an age of darkness and brutality in the absence of magic. So this implies that, kind of like a Wheel of Time-esque storyline, that Tyria used to be way more advanced, perhaps maybe even more resembling what the Asura are reaching now. But they powered their technology and stuff through magic, and the results of the Elder Dragons ripping all the magic away was that they became much more primitive. We don't know to what extent, so it probably wasn't like full sci-fi like the Wheel of Time, but it's an interesting concept nonetheless. Now let's talk to Grumpy again.
Well, I'll be. You sure look the part. Those defenses shouldn't trouble you now. Good luck in your search. But if you fail and the volcano erupts, at least it'll take this terrible place with it.
I don't know, Grumpy, I really like this place. I don't want it to go over. Mate, if we ever get Guild Wars 3 and we have this island and this place is still here, I will be so happy. Like, honestly, that would be such a cool thing. Now, let's go back up. I should be able to sort of climb these. That would cut down some time. Already read that one. But yeah, the scatter pieces of lore lying around in Bloodstone Fen and this map are really good. I didn't know where any of the ones were really for Bloodstone Fen. Because they're a lot more spread out and that map is much more confusing, so I couldn't read too many of those, but they are also quite interesting. They sort of detail how like the White Mantle's activities in that area. Up we go. But yeah, as you can see, like you saw Lazarus in the previous episode, or no, 2 episodes ago. He looked nothing like this, so this shouldn't fool anyone. But I guess they're machines, they don't quite realize. And here we are. So what could this be? Some destroy probably this one. And they're not attacking, which is odd. Maybe they're just so small that their strategy for survival is defense and whatnot. But here we go. Hang on, let's interact with this. So some of the volcanic activity has noticeably decreased. See, that cutscene reminded me of something which annoys the hell out of me. I ordered some artwork from what the Guild Wars 2 website, and they messed up the delivery to me in Australia. And some of it was all the Fire Island chain, like all the ley lines intersecting with the volcano, and like it looked stunning. It was beautiful. You should find that on the website seriously if you're watching this. But no, this texture doesn't seem to have loaded in very well here. Oh, maybe it's part of it. I don't know. No, anyway, but yeah, seriously, look at that. It looks amazing, and I really wish I managed to get it. Now let's look at this. Interesting. These, okay, they're attacking me. I don't remember this detail. This is interesting. The destroyers only attacked me when I didn't look like a Mossad. Could the Mossad and the destroyers have some link that we don't know about? That's interesting. What's this? Looks like someone had set up camp here, maybe one of the other dwarves? It looks like something heavy was dragged into the fissure. So it looks like we found out what happened to one of the other dwarves. He was camped out here, and he never really had to leave because these dwarves don't need food or air or anything. So they don't sleep. But eventually, some dwarves came out of a fissure. Some destroyers came out of a fissure in the ground, got him, and dragged him inside and killed him. Which is why this machine wasn't maintained. Which is a bit of a sad story. But let's go back to Roban. Oh, I should probably just fast travel before I get loaded by everything. Oh, I think, yeah, there's an event here which spawns a big jade creature down there. We don't need to fight that thing. But it's cool, and my Guild Wars 1 nostalgia really wants me to go do that, but let's just get... And the map is definitely more active than it sort of appears from my recordings, because I'm just jumping between the story stuff. There's a lot of events going on. There's there's like some bosses that kind of alternate. There's the giant worm here, there's a huge destroyer down in this area, there's the sloth here, lay about there, and then there's this big jade construct there. So there's a lot to do on this map. There's a lot of pre for the sloth over here. So don't let the way I'm playing it fool you. This is actually a very active map, and it's one of my favorites in the game. Alright, excuse me. Can I have my discuss quickly? Let's zoom back over here to Roban and tell them that we have stopped the volcano from erupting, at least for now.
Be thirsty.
That's cool, dude.
The Isles are downright peaceful. Guess you found all of the contraptions, huh? Of course, it won't be long until the torrent builds again. Perhaps by then I'll have these Skrit whipped into shape. Hey, you still with me, friend? You've got this faraway look in your eyes.
Well, shit.
Hey, where'd you float off to just now? You all right?
I just had a vision. A pretty ominous one.
A vision? You sure it's not just the heat playing tricks on you?
This was no hallucination. I have to get back to Taria as soon as possible.
Guess I'll have to take your word for it. Well, thank you for the help, friend. The Fire Islands owe you a great debt.
Alright. So, Glint's egg seems to be hatching, and something seems to be trying to prevent that. Or at least kill the hatchling. So, it seems it's time to meet one of the most interesting parts of the entire Guild Wars 2 story.
So lucky.
If we can make sure that egg hatches, that is. I'll see you in the next episode.